Today I'm showing you the Glazed add-on for Meteor client. As you can see, it is meant for Donut SMP, but as you can see, you can really use it for anything. It adds a bunch of amazing features to the client, so let's go ahead and check it out. To get it, you want to head over to their GitHub pages website. This is going to be linked right down in the description below. From here, we can directly download Baritone, Meteor, as well as Glazed. Right there, and these are all required. You do also need Baritone 2 for this to work. So those downloads were for 1.21.8. However, if you want to use it for other versions, you can head over to their GitHub page, which I'll also link over here. As you can see, here's a release for 1.21.5, 1.21.4, and so on. So obviously, Meteor for 1.21.8 does require Fabric to be installed. If you don't have this yet or you're not sure where to get it, I will link it right down in the description below. Anyways, now as you can see, I've got the Glazed add-on, Meteor client, and Baritone over here in my downloads. And if you do too, then we can just put these in our mods folder. So press on the Windows and R buttons at the same time, then type in app data. And in this location, we want to head into the folder called roaming, then .minecraft, and then into the mods folder over here. And bam, we can simply drag in this, and it's that simple. We can now just open up the Minecraft launcher and launch Fabric for 1.21.8. Or, of course, whatever Minecraft version you wanted this for. You'll know that it worked well if you see the Meteor client as well as Glazed watermarks right up here in the top right hand side of your screen. For right now, I'll just head into a single player world and briefly show you how to use this. Alright, so inside of Minecraft, Glazed is really simple to use. If you know how to use Meteor client, you can just press on the right shift button and that'll open up the Meteor Click GUI. Miscellaneous, all the way to the left hand side, is all of these standard Meteor utilities. They all work perfectly, they're all still there. Of course, click on these to turn them on, click on them once again to turn them off. Right click for these beautiful customization menus, and we can hover above these for a brief description of what they do. And Glazed actually integrates perfectly into this. So all of the utilities that are in Glazed client have been sorted into 3 different categories. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of things right over here. We can click on them to turn them on, and click on them once again to turn them off, and we can right click on them, and we'll also get these perfectly integrated customization menus. You wouldn't be able to tell that these are Glazed specific if it wasn't from this little From Glazed subtext right over there, telling you that this is in fact something that Glazed is adding. We can favorite utilities by clicking on the star right over there, and then they'll get pinned in your favorites. As you can see, this also works with the Glazed utilities. And really, this just perfectly integrates, and it's really easy to use. For the rest, up here we have the config, GUI customization, HUD customization, friends, macros, and profiles, which I'm not going to go too in depth in right now, but of course those all still work perfectly too. And we have the little Baritone tab over here as well, where you can customize Baritone entirely. Just look at the amount of options right over here, and of course Baritone is accessible through the commands using the hashtag prefix. So hashtag help is going to print out some of the help you can get for using Baritone, which is amazing. And that is also, Baritone is also a dependency for Glazed, and it is also partially integrated in some of these utilities here. And really, that's all you need to know. Of course, well, let's take a look at the best utilities. I highly recommend AutoSex. It's probably my favorite one. Of course, most of it is specific to Donut SMP. So AHCell, for example, automatically sells all hotbar items using /AHCell, so you can use stuff like that. Of course, toggling that here is, I mean, yeah, gonna give me an error, right? It doesn't make sense. But other things like the kelp ESP, which I toggled earlier, I mean, yeah, we can use kelp ESP. I mean, kelp isn't one of the best items in the game necessarily, so I'm not sure why you would do that. But all of this is, of course, still usable. And well, good luck, I guess. Peace.